Okay, this should be good. Everything's working. Hi, and welcome to Dragon Age Inquisition. I see someone's in the chat. Let me just open the chat. Oh, hi. Yeah, here for the gay. You're right. This is a good place to be for the gay. And also the playthrough, I guess. Yeah, why am I playing Dragon Age Inquisition and not the other games? Well, simple reason. This is the only one I can actually stream because I only have the other ones for the computer, and my computer unfortunately doesn't support streaming. I like all three games. They all make me mad, of course, but I also like them a lot for different reasons. I think they all tried to accomplish different things. And yeah, I don't really have a favorite, I don't think. I don't think it's fair to compare Origins to Inquisition, for example. That's a little like, I don't know, comparing Super Mario to Crash Bandicoot, I guess, because they both jump and run games. Anyway, it's been a while since I last played Dragon Age Inquisition. Let's just go. Yeah, female, L1. So, hi there. So I asked the interwebs which race they wanted to see, and I gave them the option between elf and Qunari. I don't really like playing as human, I think it's boring. And I don't know about dwarves. I like dwarves in theory, but I don't really like playing them. I don't know, I don't have a real reason. Yeah, anyway, the internet decided that they actually prefer Qunari. It came a little bit of a surprise, but I'm absolutely fine with that. Between elves and Qunari, I don't really have a preference. Yeah, maybe I should give you a little hint to what you can expect here. I am absolutely going to romance Sera. That's yeah. I'm not a big fan of the Josephine romance. I like her as a character, I like her as a friend, but the romance is a little bit stale, in my opinion. I just like Sera better. It's whatever. I am going to side with the mages, and I'm also not going to recruit any of the male characters. And just for fun, I'm also going to skip all of Cullen's dialogue. Yeah. Qunari. I'm going with dual wield and on nightmare. I'm not a big fan of the general get good mentality that gamers oftentimes have. I just think that this game is a little bit or a lot easier than the previous games, and I have played it so many times that I'm a little afraid that the others will be just brain dead mode to me. Though I will probably, if we get to that point, I will probably turn down the difficulty setting for the DLCs. Yeah. For masochists, I think that's how you pronounce it, and the truly mad, it doesn't get more challenging than this. I beg to differ. I'm also not doing any of the trials, I don't think. Followers of the strict religious philosophy of the Qunari appeared like a tidal wave to the north of Thedas 300 years ago. You are Talvashoth, a Qunari who has rejected the Qun and never even lived in Qunari lands. As part of the Balakas mercenary company, you have earned a living by your own wits and the strength of your blade, ignoring you receive from those around you. Most recently, the company was sent to the Chantry Conclave as hired swords meant to keep the peace between mages and Templars, a task that has gone horribly wrong. Well, oh yeah, that's a thing here. World state import. Huh. I have 2 world states. I'm not sure which one this is. You think that's an amazing plan? I think so too, thanks. I'll try to be a little bit active in the chat. I just don't like having it on the screen and blocking half of the screen. The character creator. This is probably the most important part of the game. I spent most of my hours that I spent with the game overall in the character creator. Let's see. Oh, I have a little bit of trouble making a Qunari that I actually like. Not this head shape. Let's see. No, I'm getting rid of the makeup first, so I can actually see the face. Naked skin, I like it. I really like this hat actually. Let's see what I can change though. Just because I like playing around with it so much. Face shape. That's always interesting. Huh. Uh-huh. Okay. Okay. Sometimes you like a face from the front and then you turn it and it's like, I don't know about that. Like this one, for example. This is actually okay from the front, but then you turn it and it's got such a weird outline. And then of course you switch through the different faces and suddenly they all look weird. I think this one makes her look younger, which is appropriate in my opinion if we're going to romance Sera. Skin tone. Not the lighter ones. This is so weird. This is the classic Qunari look, I think. No, this is the classic Qunari look. Okay, 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 this is weird. This one or this one? I like this one. Complexion. Freckles. Huh, so much for making her look younger. Okay, wow. Eye color, we'll fine-tune that later. The horns. I actually like these horns. They're sufficiently big. Hair color. Let's go with something darker. It's a bit unfortunate that the brighter colors look so weird in game.
How much is this going to cost me exactly?
Right. I like this voice and I do think that it fits Qunari, but...
Everything you've heard? Completely true.
No.
How much is this going to cost me
Yeah,
exactly?
there's Alex. Sorry, I got so used to this voice. Head and ears. Eye shape. We can change the eyes. I like these. Let's go with that. Eyebrow style, brow style even. Huh. These are all ugly. How about that? Any suggestions for the eye colors? I would go with blue or brown, boring colors. Maybe like so, not too bright. What does it look like from further away? Jaw. A little bit more of that. For the Qunari it's not so bad, but in general I think people are too afraid to give women a little bit of jaw. Oh, and of course we already know what the mouth shapes all look like. I absolutely agree. I think more hair options would have been nice. Oh, these are actually different lips than for the other races. I like the ones where you can see the teeth, and it's really funny. Yeah, unfortunately mods are not an option for PS4. I miss using mods. I have so many mods installed for Origins. I don't even know what the vanilla game looks like. Probably ugly as shit. By the way, if you're planning on going back to Origins sometime, there's a really nice mod that makes medium and heavy armor gender neutral. Like, it's called neutral armor for females, I think, and it's really good. It removes all the ugly titty plates. No, I don't want to go back. Voice is correct.
As long as the job gets done, I don't care about the rest.
Yeah, I think this is okay. Accept changes. I come prepared. I have been on Wikipedia and I looked up words from Qunlat, even though it technically doesn't matter because we're Talvashoth. And I found two words that you can put together and they almost sound like a name. Hang on. Ashtalan. And if I'm not being an idiot here, it means to seek truth. And you can also use it as a nickname and just call her Ash if you're so inclined. And then her last name is Adar, of course, we can change that. Thanks, Diana, I'm glad you like the name.
Tell me why we shouldn't kill you now. The Conclave is destroyed. Everyone who attended is dead. Except for you.
Spiders, yeah. I'm not sure how I feel about that. I understand why you would be skeptical, but also spiders are pretty scary. We remain silent.
Explain this.
I can't.
What do you mean you can't?
I don't know what that is, or how it got there.
You're lying!
We need her, Cassandra.
I suppose they picked spiders because it's a common fear, and we don't have origins of each Inquisitor like we had in, well, Origins, obviously. And that was just an easy pick. Yeah, Tone Wheel, we're sad.
I can't believe it. All those people. Dead.
Do you remember what happened? How this began?
I remember... running. Things were chasing me and then... a woman?
A woman?
She reached out to me, but then...
Go to the forward camp, Liliana. I will take her to the rift.
What did happen?
Or what didn't happen is the question.
Will be easier to show you. We call it the Breach. It's a massive rift into the world of demons that grows larger with each passing hour. It's not the only such rift, just the largest. All were caused by the explosion at the Conclave.
An explosion can do that?
This one did. Unless we act, the Breach may grow until it swallows the world. Each time the Breach expands, your mark spreads, and it is killing you. It may be the key to stopping this, but there isn't much time.
You still think I did this? To myself?
Not intentionally. Something
Yeah, I
clearly went
definitely
wrong.
agree that
And
a
if I'm
little
not
bit of variety
responsible?
wouldn't have hurt.
Someone is, and you are our only suspect.
Just
You wish
talking
to
about
prove
the
your
spiders,
innocence?
of course.
This is the only way.
Okay. I really like the dialogue system in this game, by the way. How it helps to... Well, it doesn't... Most of the time it doesn't shape the plot directly, because you're not a god, you're just a character in the game, but it definitely helps to shape your relationships to the characters. That's really nice. I like how they did that.
I understand.
Then
I'll do what I can. Whatever it takes.
they have decided your guilt. They need it. The people of Haven mourn our most holy, divine Justinia, head of the Chantry. The Conclave was hers. It was a chance for peace between mages and Templars. She brought their leaders together. Now they are dead. We lash out like the sky, but we must think beyond ourselves, as she did. Until the breach is sealed. There will be a trial. I can promise no more. Come. It is not far.
Where are you taking me?
Your mark must be tested on something smaller than the breach.
Yeah, and now we witness Dragon Age greatest feature. I imagine that there was once a group of men sitting together, wondering how a woman might walk, and one of them said, "I don't know, Chad. I think they waggle their ass and flail their arms." And the others were, "Yeah, that sounds about right." And then we get this. What the fuck? Another
Open
thing
the
that you
gate.
can't
We are heading into the valley.
mod on PS4, and that I have modded in the other games. They are all called Chad. Yeah, damn it, Chad.
The pulses are coming faster now.
Your ogling is definitely permitted. I just think it's kind
The
of
larger
weird.
the breach grows, the more rifts appear, the more demons we face.
How did I survive the blast?
They said you stepped out of a rift, then fell unconscious. They say a woman was in the rift behind you. No one knows who she was. Everything farther in the valley was laid waste, including the Temple of Sacred Ashes. I suppose you'll see soon enough.
This is the PS4 Pro, yeah, that's correct. Though, this game doesn't support HDR or anything, so it doesn't really make a difference. Sera, it doesn't look so weird.
Stay behind me.
But on Cassandra, for example, it's just... Oh. Especially when she has a two-handed hammer. It's very cool. Yeah, when Cassandra has a two-handed hammer, for example, or more, pros say, and it swings from one end to the other. And I'm always afraid that her spine will crack at some point.
It's over.
Drop your weapon. Now!
I'm not dropping my weapon, you drop your weapon.
If you're going to lead me through a demon-infested valley, you'll have to trust me.
Give me one reason to trust you.
Because my life is on the line.
You're right. I cannot protect you. And I cannot expect you to be defenseless. I should remember you agreed to come willingly. Take these potions. Maker knows what we will face.
Where are all your soldiers?
Oh, okay.
At the forward camp, or fighting. We are on our own for now.
The guitar. Yeah, you won't see that because I always hide helmets. I think this feature is something that we can actually thank modders for, because I bet that the game developers had a look at which mods were very, very popular and then just implemented that into the next game. Yep.
There! Watch out! If we flank them, we may gain the advantage. Make it take you!
I just dual wield rogue, not because it's my favorite class, by the way, but because I wanted to try something new, and normally I would now go for the Tempest specialization because it's super powerful. But for this one I'm actually going to try the assassin route and see what I can do with that. Oh, come on, really.
Up on the hill! It attacks from a distance!
It's also not exactly the easiest class to play, I think. You can go a lot easier through the game with an archer or, well, as a knight enchanter. Yeah, me too. The first thing I did was look for nicer armor, I think, because I'm superficial like that, and then I looked for a hide helmet mod.
They're falling from the breach!
I think dual wield has become a lot more better with the additional skills you get from the trespass of the DLC. Oh, I'm dying. Still a gas cannon, but no. Come on. Cool down. I appreciate that they wanted to make the game more fast-paced and go for the combat system of Dragon Age 2, but I also miss the pause button. And the tactical camera never really worked on PS4. I don't know what it's like on PC. A 1,000 cuts, yeah, that's a very useful skill. Definitely.
We're getting close to the rift. You can hear the fighting.
Who's fighting?
You'll see soon. We must help them.
Do?
Cassandra always survives.
Nothing. The credit is yours.
Even when you don't give her any input, she just can't be killed. I don't know how she does that. Whatever, it doesn't really matter.
I closed that thing. How?
Whatever magic opened the breach in the sky also placed that mark upon your hand. I theorized the mark might be able to close the rifts that have opened in the breach's wake. And it seems I was correct.
Meaning it could also close the breach itself.
Possibly. It seems you hold the key to our salvation.
Good to know. Here I thought we'd be ass deep in demons forever.
Put on a shirt.
Varric Tethras, rogue, storyteller, and
It's
occasionally
cold.
unwelcome tag-along.
Cassandra has the most relatable expressions.
So I closed the rift. What now?
Now we go to meet Leliana.
What a great idea!
Absolutely not. Your help is appreciated, Varric, but...
Have you been in the valley lately, Seeker? Your soldiers aren't in control anymore. You need me.
Ugh.
My name is Solus, if there are to be introductions. I am pleased to see you still live.
He means I kept that mark from killing you while you slept.
Yeah, I never really used that quote-unquote tactical camera in Origins. I discovered that I could actually scroll out, zoom out pretty late. Whatever.
I can't close the breach if I'm dead.
That is most certainly true. Cassandra, you should know. The magic involved here is unlike any I've seen. Your prisoner is no
Delete
mage.
Solus, yeah, I wish
Indeed,
I could.
I find it difficult to imagine any mage having such power.
Understood.
No mods on
We must
PS4,
get to the forward
remember?
camp quickly.
Well,
I can't believe people actually romance
Bianca's
this guy and mean it. Especially after you know what happens.
This way, down the bank. The road ahead is blocked.
must move.
We must move quickly. Or we must equip new weapons. Yeah, it's really unfortunate that Cassandra is straight. But I've made my peace with that. I did play a guy once just to see a romance arc, and it's not worth it.
Glad you brought me now,
It's definitely
Seeker.
not worth it. Also, I realized that I'm apparently not capable of making a male character that looks straight. I feel like I definitely made a gay-looking character. That was also weird. Sera's the best. Tactical camera. This is such a good concept in theory, except that half the time the commands just don't work. Take you out first.
Make it take you!
In hindsight, it's pretty hilarious to play a Qunari who's a dual-wield rogue. Because she's just so tall, and then her main skill is to disappear into the shadows. Oops. Okay. Collecting things is my favorite thing in all the games. Well, Sera is a lesbian, so you can only romance her with a female Inquisitor. Except if you use that disgusting mod that we're not going to discuss. Josie, yeah, I think Josephine actually was. It seems like she was written with a male Inquisitor in mind. She just gives me that vibe. I don't know, not she, but the romance arc gives me that vibe. And there is a life ward amulet over there. I'm not even here. Ooh. Dragon Age Origins was free last year for PS Plus members, and I did play it on PS3 just to find out that the tactics menu doesn't really work on PS3. I don't know. That was a really weird experience. I'm giving that to Cassandra because if she dies, everybody dies.
We had Qunari in Kirkwall. A whole boatload of them. They were your typical cheerless sort, then they tried to take over the city and kill everyone. But I'm guessing you don't actually follow the Qun, do you? You're Talvashoth.
Afraid I'll try to convert you to the Qun.
Well, you haven't recited a single quote from the Prophet Kosloon yet. So unless you're trying to stay on the Seeker's good side, I'd say that's pretty telling.
I get it, Varric. You know things.
So, are you innocent?
I don't remember what happened.
That'll get you every time. Should have spun a story.
That's what you would have done.
It's more believable, and less prone to result in premature execution.
Oh. Really? Necessarily like locking onto characters or enemies, because the camera always does weird things when I do that. But as a result I often miss.
I hope Liliana made it through all this.
She's resourceful, Seeker.
We will see for ourselves at the forward camp. We're almost there.
I tried every character once in my team, but ultimately I decided to drop every male character and I'm always going with an all-female team.
Another rift!
We must seal it! Quickly! They keep coming! Help us!
I don't actually mind Blackwall in the squad, especially with Sera. I think he makes a fun companion. But I don't need two warriors, and I definitely prefer Cassandra.
Die!
Hurry! Use the mark!
Yep. And now we learn how to level up. Let's do some tactics first. Oops. Cassandra tactics setting, there it is. Preferred. Solus. I always forget that I can't use the D-pad. You have to use the sticks. And Varric. Let's put long shot on preferred so you keep some distance. Oh, I didn't actually level up. Okay. Yep. Okay, I got it. My first goal is evade, just to gain some mobility.
Rift is gone! Open the gate!
Right away, Lady Cassandra.
We are clear for the moment. Well done.
Whatever that thing on your hand is, it's useful.
Cassandra?
Here they come.
You made it. Chancellor Roderick, this is...
I know who she is. As Grand Chancellor of the Chantry, I hereby order you to take this criminal to
Liliana has
Valroyo
aged
to
so
face
well.
execution.
Order me? You are a glorified clerk,
Love
a
this guy.
bureaucrat.
Yeah, me
And
too.
you are a thug, but a
He's
thug who
the nicest
supposedly
character
serves
in the
the
game.
Chantry.
We serve the most holy, Chancellor. As you well know.
Justinia is dead. We must elect a replacement and obey her orders on the matter.
So none of you are actually in charge here.
You killed everyone who was in charge! Call a retreat, Seeker. Our position here is hopeless.
Any
We can stop
theories
this before it's too
about
late.
who does Cassandra's hair?
You won't survive long enough to reach the temple, even with all your
Because I
soldiers.
bet she doesn't
We
have
must get to
patience
the
for
temple.
that.
It's the quickest route.
But not the safest. Our forces can charge as a distraction.
My warden
while
is
we go
alive
through the
and well,
mountains.
yes.
We lost contact with an entire squad on that path. It's
Her
too
name is
risky.
Logan.
Listen to me.
She's
Abandon
an
this
arcane
now,
warrior.
before more lives are
And
lost.
of course she romanced Liliana.
How do you think we should proceed?
Now you're asking me what I think.
You have the mark.
And you are the one we must keep alive. Since we cannot agree on our own,
Okay, first important decision. I always take the mountain path.
Use
Poor
the
s-
mountain
Poor
path.
scouts.
Work together. You all know what's at stake.
Liliana, bring everyone left in the valley. Everyone.
On your head be the consequences, Seeker.
I actually bought Origins technically just for Liliana. I was looking for a game with a good character creator, and then I heard it was a rumor that you could have a same-sex relationship in that game, and I was like, yep, that's my game, I want to play that. And ever since I am addicted. So you could say that Liliana is the reason why we're here today. I'm not joking, I cried tears when they announced
The
Sera.
tunnel should be just ahead. The path to the temple lies just beyond it.
What manner of tunnel is this? A mine?
Part of an old mining complex. These mountains are full of such paths.
And your missing soldiers are in there somewhere?
Along with whatever has detained them.
We shall see soon enough.
And then the internet went mad because the cute elf wasn't romanceable for guys, and then I loved her even more. Okay, let's do this real quick. Dead.
One down!
Yep. And 2 down and 3 down. Well written lesbians. Now that would be something, wouldn't it? Perhaps even written by lesbians. That would be something. Let's plunder this room. Another stiletto. Oh yeah, the griffin shield. Right, that's always here. think that with Sera, but also with Samantha Trainer in Mass Effect, you can really see the difference between BioWare's bisexual romances and BioWare's same-sex exclusive, aka gay romances. Just because those are the characters... Hang on a second. Those are the characters that actually voice attraction to you specifically. Whereas with Josephine, for example, as much as I love her as a character in general, sometimes it feels like it doesn't really matter if you're you, or if you're somebody else, or if you're just a block of cheese, for example. Because she never actually says she's attracted to you. And that's, like I said, I still like her, but it's a general problem with BioWare's romances, I think. You're not over Horizon Zero Dawn, huh? Yeah. Aloy as a lesbian, that would have been perfect, really.
Guess we found the soldiers.
That cannot be all of them.
So the others could be holed up ahead.
Our priority must be the breach. Unless we seal it soon, no one is safe.
I'm leaving that to our Qunari friend here.
That's me. I'm the Qunari friend. I think you should finish Horizon Zero Dawn. Maybe not right now, because we have other things to do.
Lieutenant, you're alive.
But yeah, I really enjoyed that game. It had almost everything that I loved. Bows and arrows and a female protagonist and matriarchy.
Sealed, as before. You are becoming quite proficient at this.
Let's hope it works on the big one.
Thank the Maker you finally arrived, Lady Cassandra. I don't think we could have held out much longer.
Thank our prisoner, Lieutenant. She insisted we come this way.
The prisoner? Then you...
It was worth saving you, if we could.
Then you have my sincere gratitude.
The way into the valley behind us is clear for the moment. Go, while you still can.
At once. Quickly, let's move!
The
I
path
really
ahead
like the
appears to be
scout
clear of demons
masks,
as well.
by the way.
Let's hurry before that changes. Down the ladder. That's the way to the temple.
Yeah, the fire resistance cowl. I have no idea why they put that there. I never used it once, because once you get to the point that you can actually equip it, it's useless. I'm not a Life is Strange fan, sorry. Absolutely not. Of course I heard that the prequel is written by a different team, but
So,
actually I
holes
really,
in the
really
fate
hated
don't just
the main
accidentally
game.
happen, right?
If enough magic is brought to bear,
The first
it is
4
possible.
episodes were really good,
But
and then the
there
5th
are
episode
easier
happened,
ways to
and
make things explode.
no thank you. It was
That
just so
is true.
apparent that they
We will
didn't have a
consider
single
how this
woman on the
happened
writing
once the
team.
immediate danger is past.
Just imagine this in real life. So scary. And also the Temple of Sacred Ashes. Secret Ashes, yeah, that too.
The Temple of Sacred Ashes.
What's left of it?
That is where you walked out of the faith, and our soldiers found you. They say a woman was in the rift behind you. No one knows who she was.
That's so sad if you've actually played Origins and you remember how this place used to look like. I killed Brother Genitivi, by the way, just so this place wouldn't get a tourist attraction. And ultimately it didn't matter. Yeah, well that worked out, you're right. It didn't. I felt so bad about that, but I thought it was the best choice at the time, and then, yeah. Doesn't make a difference. But you know what, I like that too, because, like I said previously, sometimes... Oh, that's really loud, hang on. Yeah, sometimes you don't want to feel like the god of that universe. You just want to be a character in the game.
Take up positions around the temple.
So not every decision that you make should have great impact on the plot.
This is your chance to end this. Are you ready?
I'm not sure how to even start getting up to that thing.
No. This rift was the first, and it is the key. Seal it, and perhaps we seal the breach.
Then let's find a way down. And be careful.
Now is the hour of our victory. Bring forth the sacrifice.
What are we hearing?
At a guess, the person who created the breach.
Good guess, Solus. I wonder how you guessed that. I wonder. What a piece of shit. I like this this right here because it makes the characters look like little figures on a board game. That's funny.
You know this stuff is Red Lyrium Seeker.
I see it, Varric.
But what's it doing here?
Magic could have drawn on lyrium beneath the temple, corrupted it.
It's evil. Whatever you do, don't touch it.
Always touch the red lyrium.
Keep the sacrifice still.
Someone help me! That is Divine Justinia's voice.
Ah, okay. Here we go.
Someone help me!
What's going on here?
That was your voice. Most Holy called out to you, but...
What's going on here?
Run when you can! Want them!
We have an intruder. Slay the Qunari.
You were there! Who attacked? And the Divine, is she... Was this vision true? What are we seeing?
I don't remember.
Echoes of what happened here. The fade bleeds into this place. This rift is not sealed, but it is closed, albeit temporarily. I believe that with the mark, the rift can be opened, and then sealed properly and safely. However, opening the rift will likely attract attention from the other side.
That means demons! Stand ready!
That's one of the few actually challenging fights on Nightmare, I think. Just because you don't have any equipment. And no skills whatsoever. I love fright demons so.
Strip its defenses. Wear it down.
Fright demons and their manic laughter. Okay, I'm done. No, I'm not done. Oh, goodbye. Goodbye. Well, that didn't work out as planned. Who's that? Oh, Barrett. That's okay. Oh, that's not okay. Oh no. Goodbye, I'm leaving, goodbye. I'm in here too. Yep.
Now! Seal the rift! Do it!
Huh, that was a little closer than I liked. This fight is so hard as a mage. You just keep running around that, what's it called? The statue in the middle. Oh right, you came in late. We're playing Nightmare. And I said that if we ever get to the DLCs later, I would probably change the difficulty to a lower setting. But right now it's nightmare. Without any trials on.
Oh! I didn't know you were awake, I swear.
Don't worry about it. I
beg your forgiveness and your blessing. I am but a humble servant. You are back in Haven, my lady. They say you saved us. The breach stopped growing, just like the mark on your hand.
Yeah, Jaws of Hakon is really, really difficult.
It's all anyone has talked about for the last 3 days.
And dual wield rogue is not actually the class that has the best chance on nightmare in general.
Then the danger is over.
The breach is still in the sky, but that's what they
Playing
say.
for story is fine.
I'm certain Lady Cassandra would want to know you've
Absolutely
wakened.
fine.
She said, at once.
And where is she?
In the Chantry, with the Lord Chancellor.
I said
at
before
once,
that
she said.
I don't appreciate when people belittle each other for the difficulty they play on. I think that especially games that have a lot of story should have an easy mode for people who just want to experience the story. Accessibility and all that. Yeah, fun fact, first time around I played this on PS3 and that was a really bad idea because, well, it's just not made for the PS3. It can't support the graphics. And all of these people just aren't there. Like, this place is empty.
That's her. That's the herald of unrest.
That's her. She stopped the breach from getting any bigger.
I heard she was supposed to close.
No? Okay. Oh, now you say it's loot, okay. I don't mind grinding as long as it's not too much. But we also have the golden knock, so I think we should be fine. Reinforced dagger. Oh wait, I got a weapon from the treasure box, I think. Yep. How's that for a starter weapon? This to the other hand.
Chancellor Roderick says that the Chantry wants nothing to do with us.
I think overall it's amazing what they have accomplished with that new engine. People always, when people criticize Dragon Age Inquisition, they tend to forget that this is actually the first RPG written for the or in the Frostbite engine.
Have you gone completely mad?
And it's a lot harder to write a game like that than if you already have, well, what is it called in English? If you have already I forgot how language works. I'm sorry, can't finish that sentence. You know what I mean.
That is not for you to decide.
Look me knave, they're talking about me. That's weird. Children of Andraste. Andraste didn't have children.
The Chantry was founded, Chancellor, as is yours.
Say it in German. Yeah, funny story. when I'm in English speaking mode, I also forget how German works. My brain is just weird like that.
Chain her! I want her prepared for travel to the capital for trial.
Disregard that and leave us.
You walk a dangerous line, Seeker.
The breach is stable, but it is
I'm
still
definitely
a threat.
curious
I
what
will
they'll be
not
able to do
ignore
now that they have the resources. But I'm also afraid of what will happen in Dragon Age 4 because David Gator isn't there anymore, and we're now in the hands of Patrick Weeks.
So I'm still a suspect, even after what we just did?
You absolutely are.
No, she is not.
Someone was behind the explosion at the Conclave. Someone most holy did not expect. Perhaps they died with the others, or have allies who yet live.
I am a suspect?
You, and many others.
But not the prisoner.
I heard the voices in the temple. The Divine called to her for help.
So her survival, that thing on her hand, all a coincidence?
Providence. The Maker sent her to us in our darkest hour.
I had good fun in Mass Effect Andromeda now that you mention it. I think it's really, really unfortunate how the entire process to getting to the quote-unquote finished game went. I don't really have a problem, and I never really had a problem with the graphics of that game. I think people were nitpicking a little too much about that. But I really didn't appreciate the writing, and the tragedy in that is that I don't even think that the writers were bad. I don't think that at all. I just think they didn't have the resources to work with, like time, for example, or creative freedom. Thank you, EA.
The breach is stable now. What more do you want from me?
We must try again.
The breach remains, and your mark is still our only hope of closing it.
This is not for you to decide.
You know what this is, Chancellor. A writ
Well,
from the Divine.
it was the Andromeda team. They were a new team
As of this moment,
led by
I
someone
declare the Inquisition
with
reborn.
evidently very, very little
We will close the
experience
breach.
in
We will
leading
find those
a
responsible,
team like
and we
that.
will restore order with or without your approval.
And with what they were given, I don't think they were able to achieve more than they did. I was
Rebuild the
disappointed
Inquisition of
by the
old.
game,
Find
definitely.
those who will stand against the chaos. We aren't ready.
Hang on.
We have no leader, no
Liliana
numbers,
is speaking.
and now no Chantry support.
But we have no choice. We must act now, with you at our side.
Yeah, it was an okay game. I don't necessarily think it was worth the price, and reading up the background was really heartbreaking. If they just had more structure in their project, we could have gotten a really good game, I think.
You're trying to start a holy war.
We are already at war. You are already involved. Its mark is upon you. As to whether the war is holy, that depends on what we discover.
I think the plan that they had for Andromeda was a good one. I think it was a really wise decision to break away from the trilogy and to start anew. It's just unfortunate that it really didn't work out. And I also think that I know that most people I saw complaining about Andromeda were complaining about the graphics, but for me graphics are not actually that important if the story is good, and the story wasn't good. That's my main issue with the game, but I also have a lot of issues in how they advertised the game, and I think they made a lot of false promises, or at least led people to believe things that aren't true. Like they didn't explicitly lie, but they also weren't too invested in telling the truth. Okay, but I mean that's Andromeda. It's done. We won't get DLCs. That's not a thing. Let's see if we can progress in Inquisition a little bit.
When I woke up, I certainly didn't picture this outcome.
Neither did we.
Help us fix this before it's too late.
I like that they kept the hands off screen, so you can't really tell if the hands met. No need to apologize. Everything goes, and I don't have to answer because the chat is not on screen. This is a really beautiful shot, this whole sequence. Yeah, the Luther reference, because the chantry has absolutely nothing to do with Christianity. Oh, sometimes the writers are so funny. Cassandra walks weird, right? Like she limps, but only in that scene. And we have arrived at the title screen after 1.5 hours. Right, nobody wants to talk to us just yet, I think. We have points to set. Ah, right, I wanted to get evade for mobility. And of course the delayed sound in Haven, like always. Has anybody ever tried or even succeeded to match the map of Haven in Inquisition to the one in Origins? And same with Redcliffe. I can never figure out where I am right now on the Origins map, except for that's the church that used to be at the end of a long way up the hill? Was it only such a short walk? I don't really remember.
Sorry.
Sven, how are you doing?
I didn't realise any of Leliana's Oxman mercenaries were still here. Well, if you want new gear, you pay for it. Oh,
She's so
you're her.
nice.
Thren, Inquisition quartermaster. I'm doing what I can to supply this mess. If you find what I need to fill one of my requisitions, I'd appreciate you bringing it in.
How did you end up here? That's always fun.
How does someone end up as quartermaster for the Inquisition?
I served for Eldon under Ten Logain MacTier, best commanding officer this world has ever seen. After they all turned on him at Denerim, though, there wasn't much use for people who held that opinion. Queen Honora offered my services to the Inquisition. It was a kindness. She knew I supported her father and got me away from the political garbage.
Yeah, look, game. I think it's funny that you can actually support him here.
With that attitude, I can't imagine how you made enemies in Denerim.
People just don't want to hear the truth. I was at Ostagar, and I know what really happened.
I was there
King
too.
Caelan overextended his position, and the Grey Wardens were too late lighting the signal. Following the original plan would have gotten everyone killed. Ten Logain made the right decision. I apologise. Sister Liliana told me I shouldn't talk about this. Just forget it.
Excuse me? I wasn't late. I was not late. It's so funny that they put that in there.
What did you mean when you mentioned requisitions?
I'm making this Inquisition run with what we have, but we're not a real army. We're stretched thin on materials, so I've put up a requisition list for anything that could help our people. Here, take a look. You find some iron and a good logging site. Maybe Harriet can get our troops better weapons.
Farewell.
Make her go with you.
Okay, who's next? Adam.
Thank you for hurrying.
Look who's back from the dead. Again. I shouldn't be surprised. You Oxmen are tough as old leather.
She's so tall. Every time I see how tall Qunari women I am a Qunari now. How tall Qunari women are, I remember how gay I am.
My thanks for any part you played in that.
Yeah, well, you can pay me back by fixing the world. Name's Adan. I'm in charge of keeping our little band here stocked with potions and elixirs. Not that Seeker Pentagast seems to care whether we've got the supplies to actually do that.
Is there anything I can do to help out?
We're fine as far as raw labor goes. You've more important things to do than tend to me. I only wish I'd been able to find Master Tajin's notes. Old bastard was working on something special. He died at the Conclave, and his notes weren't here. Been too busy dealing with the wounded to look for them.
Farewell.
Let's see.
Just right.
I actually think this is the world state in which Alistair is dead. And that's why Honora is queen. I never liked him in Origins, but in hindsight he's actually not as bad as some other characters. No Elysian Warden. Hang on a second. My main warden is an elven mage.
Does it trouble you?
Does it trouble me? Where does it come from? And then we hear her overreact a little bit.
I just wish I knew what it was, or how I got it.
We will find out. What's important is that your mark is now stable, as is the breach. You've given us time, and Solas believes a second attempt might succeed, provided the mark has more power. The same level of power used to open the breach in the first place. That is not easy to come by.
Yeah, that's the thing. I'm not actually sure who we will meet in that cave. Whether it will be Stroud or Loghain. Because I forgot to look up which world state I have loaded. Sounds like fun.
What harm could there be in powering up something we barely understand?
Hold on to that sense of humor. May I present Commander Cullen, leader of the Inquisition's forces. This is Lady Josephine Montelier, our ambassador and chief diplomat.
See, much better without
even
Cullen.
Taller than I'd heard.
And of course, you know Sister Liliana.
My position here involves a degree of...
She is our spy master.
Yes, tactfully put, Cassandra.
Pleased to meet you all.
I mentioned that your mark needs more power to close the breach for good.
Which means we must approach the rebel mages for help.
And I still disagree.
We need power, Commander. Enough magic poured into that mark.
Pure speculation.
Are you...
Unfortunately, neither group will even speak to us yet. The Chantry has denounced the Inquisition, and you specifically.
I wanted to get rid of Cullen in the first game, especially because I played him an elven mage. And he just got progressively worse throughout the games. That was quick.
That didn't take long.
Shouldn't they be busy up?
Some are calling you, a Qunari, the Herald of Andraste. That frightens the Chantry. The remaining clerics have declared it blasphemy, and we, heretics, for harboring you.
Chancellor Roderick's doing, no doubt.
It limits our options. Approaching the mages or Templars for help is currently out of the question.
Just how am I the Herald of Andraste?
People saw what you did at the temple, how you stopped the breach from growing. They have also heard about the woman seen in the rift when we first found you. They believe that was Andraste.
Even if we tried to stop that view from spreading.
Which we have not.
The point is, everyone is talking about you.
It's quite the title, isn't it?
Blah, blah, blah.
How do you feel about that?
I can't skip that. They are wrong.
I'm no herald of anything, particularly not Andraste.
That's right.
People are desperate for a sign of hope. For some, you're that sign.
And to others, a symbol of everything that's gone wrong.
Yeah, so there is, of course, this theory that Cullen is only such a big number here in Inquisition because so many people, by which they obviously mean straight women, like him. But I looked up the name and Cullen actually means handsome, So I think he was always meant to be a more important character. Or at least a likable character, which is also just, nope, not happening. Could we be attacked?
Will the Chantry attack us?
With what? They have only...
And yet, they may bury us with them. There is something you can do. A Chantry cleric by the name of Mother Giselle has asked to speak to you. She is not far, and knows those involved far better than I. Her assistance could be invaluable.
I'll see what she has to say.
I like
You will
Giselle.
find Mother Giselle tending to the wounded in
I
the
think she has
hinterlands
some
near Redcliffe.
really good things to
Look
say.
for other opportunities to expand the Inquisition's influence while you're there.
We need agents to extend our reach beyond this valley, and you're better suited than anyone to recruit them.
In the meantime, let's think of other options. I won't leave this all to the Herald.
And
Any
here
word?
we are.
Nothing yet.
The hinterlands. Lace! I like her so much. She's so cute. Just to avoid that little bit of conversation. Yeah, the hinterlands. The first time I played this, I didn't understand that you could fast travel back. So I spent 13 hours in the hinterlands. That was fun.
Of Andraste.
Hello.
I've heard the stories. Everyone has. We know what you did at the breach. They might not know much about the Qunari, but you'll get no backtalk from anyone here. That's a promise. Inquisition Scout Harding, at your service. All of us here, will do whatever we can to help.
Did you see that character in the background speed through the screen? I love this game. You've heard stories about me. Look how tall we are in comparison to her. Wow.
I'm starting to worry about these stories that everyone's heard.
Oh, there's nothing to worry about. They only say you're the last great hope for Thedas.
Awesome.
Oh, wonderful.
The hinterlands are as good a place as any to start fixing things. We came to secure horses from Redcliffe's old horsemaster. I grew up here, and people always said that Dennett's herds were the strongest and the fastest this side of the Frostbacks. But with the Mage Templar fighting getting worse, we couldn't get to Dennett. Maker only knows if he's even still alive. Mother Giselle's at the crossroads helping refugees and the wounded. Our latest reports say that the war's spread there too. Corporal Vale and our men are doing what they can to help protect the people, but they won't be able to hold out very long. You best get going. No time to lose.
Okay, but for the upcoming fight we actually need Varric. I just didn't want him to talk to Lace. Threat reduction, barrier. And this one as a way to... This is the one, right? Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you can read. After you land a critical hit, your next spell cast doesn't trigger cooldown period. That is one of the most useful passive skills in the game.
Word for you.
What is it?
Could prove useful, sir.
Remember when you thought those were mandatory quests and you did every single one of them? I'm glad we all agree on Cullen. He's so overhyped. I don't think I'd even be as mad about his presence here if it weren't for his annoying fans.
Interesting reading. Could be worth a look.
New guitar, let's check it out. Yep, that's better. Right. I like this one. Cold resistance though, huh? Melee defense is better. However... no, thank you. Constitution. Oh no, I know this one. Oh my god. Why? Why are they doing this? Oh my god. Nope, no, no, not happening. Slice of lightning.
Mother Giselle cannot be far. Inquisition forces. They're trying to protect the refugees.
Looks like they could use a hand.
Hold. We are not apostates.
I do not think they care, Seeker.
Goodbye!
Goodbye indeed.
We are not Templars. We mean you no harm.
Doesn't look like they're listening.
I lost him. the bodies.
Be ready. More coming our way.
Sometimes I still can Isabella. I can still hear Isabella. If we kill them, we get their stuff. Oh, that was my person. Sorry. Yeah, I get it if you have a big shield. Uh-oh. Kill Barrick. Who's shooting at me? You. No.
That's the end of it.
That. How can you talk when you're dead?
There are mages here who can heal your wounds. Lie still.
Don't touch me, Mother. Their magic is...
Turn to noble purpose. Their magic is surely no more evil than your blade.
But...
Hush, dear boy. Allow them to ease your suffering.
Mother Giselle.
I am. And you must be the one they are calling the Herald of Andraste.
Was she sitting there in the middle of the fighting the whole time?
I'm told you asked for me.
I know of the Chantry's denouncement, and I am familiar with those behind it. I won't lie to you. Some of them are grandstanding, hoping to increase their chances of becoming the new divine. Some are simply terrified. So many good people, senselessly taken from us.
Okay, that was a weird ambient noise glitch. Huh, that's new.
But don't you stand with the rest of the Chantry?
With no divine, we are each left to our own conscience, and mine tells me this. Go to them. Convince the remaining clerics you are no demon to be feared. They have heard only frightful tales of you. Give them something else to believe.
That won't just make it worse.
Because you are... Qunari?
Some people find me frightening.
Let me put it this way. You needn't convince them all. You just need some of them to doubt. Their power is their unified voice. Take that from them and you receive the time you need.
It's good of you to do this.
I honestly don't know if you've been touched by fate, or sent to help us, but I hope. Hope is what we need now. The people will listen to your rallying call, as they will listen to no other. You could build the Inquisition into a force that will deliver us, or destroy us. I will go to Haven and provide Sister Leliana the names of those in the Chantry who will be amenable to a gathering. It is not much, but I will do whatever I can.
Yep,
Corporal
everybody's
Vale is
critically
coordinating the
wounded.
Inquisition's efforts in the area. We should speak with him.
Cassandra, that's just rude. In order to... Okay, thank you. In order to get Sera, we have to travel to Vairayo, and for that we need 4 power. I'm not exactly sure what's the quickest way to that.
You're with the Inquisition. Corporal Vale, thanks for your help. The Mages and Templars don't seem to care who gets caught in their war. The refugees here are in dire need of help. If the war doesn't kill them, cold or starvation will.
What can you tell me about the man who's supposed to be getting horses for the Inquisition?
Horsemaster Dennett. He lives in a farm in the west. Tough old fella. We haven't heard from him. Best we can tell, he's holed up until the Mages and Templars are done killing each other.
Okay.
Farewell.
And you as well.
And of course you could, if you wanted to, go through this whole conversation about how not all Templars are bad, but those are, and not all mages are bad, but those are. But I'm not really in the mood. No,
It's
I
good
don't
to have
really
commerce restored.
have
I've many
anything to
goods
sell.
here to trade.
Hindard's father should be around here somewhere. Hello? There you are.
Maker, I hope it's not me.
There you are.
Please, somebody, my wife needs help.
What's wrong with your wife?
She gets sick when the weather's foul. Can't catch her breath, like cobwebs in her lungs. Our son Hindle makes a potion that lets her breathe. He's the only one who can make it, but he's joined that cult in the hills. Please, get to him and tell him what's wrong. Without that potion, she'll die.
Nope.
Please, hurry.
I wanted to jump, I didn't want to talk to you.
Fine day to you.
I just collect all the quests around here. Down that way.
What do you need? That's the last of the bread. Going to be a long, hungry night.
These people need food.
There are rams out in the hills. Good eating, cooks easy, and no lords around to kill you for poaching. Too dangerous to go hunting now. More likely to find mages than luck.
Good luck.
Luck won't put fat on your ribs.
Okay. Did I do, yeah. Let's get the level up. I have that. Easy to miss. That's useful in early game, not so much later. Poison weapons is really good, but what makes this special is the upgrade from Trespasser, because you can actually regain life. Stamina is always welcome. Going with poisoned weapons. What about the others? Nope. Saving because I haven't done that yet. Actually, let's go back. Yep, let's go back and talk to everybody first, because that's interesting. Do you guys have a favorite game, or are you like me and like all of them and hate all of them equally?
If the Inquisition wants to field a decent cavalry, it needs better horses. I heard Seeker Pentagast might try to acquire suitable mounts from Master Dennett in the hinterlands.
Yeah, we're getting to that. This is the Nuck Queen, and as you can see, you can high-five her and then you get all your equipment from other save files.
Honestly,
and make your character look pretty. Hello, Cassandra. Hi there. Hello, new person. Welcome. I always want to flirt with her. But you know how that ends. You need stronger dummies.
I think you need practice dummies made of sturdier stuff.
That would be nice.
Like maybe iron.
Did I do the right thing? What I have set in motion here could destroy everything I have revered my whole life. One day they may write about me as a traitor, a madwoman, a fool. And they may be right.
Well, I did mean from the Dragon Age series, but Final Fantasy VIII is really good. It was actually my first Final Fantasy. And I think that the first Final Fantasy game that you play will always be the best one in your opinion. I never played 7, I played 9, I played 10, 11 was that online game that I also never tried. Then 12, I'm actually currently playing the remaster of 12, which is really amazing. It's so much better than I remember the original to be. Then 13, I did play and didn't enjoy the combat system. 14 is still going strong. I don't really play online games though. And 15, 15 was a ride. Holy crap. I'm not sure if that even counts as Final Fantasy anymore. I did have fun with it. 100 hours of fun, and then I stopped playing the game and immediately forgot about it. That was interesting. But yeah, 8 was definitely really good. Awesome soundtrack too. What do you believe? And then we ask her about her faith. No, thank you.
What's going to happen now?
Now, we deal with the Chantry's panic over you before they do even more harm. Then we close the breach. We are the only ones who can. After that, we find out who is responsible for this chaos, and we end them. And if there are consequences to be paid for what I have done, I pay them. I only pray the price is not too high.
Isn't it a bit late to worry about it now?
We have only just begun.
Origins is great. I like Origins a lot.
My trainers always said, Cassandra, you are too brash. You must
yeah, very
think
nice
before
angle
you act.
indeed.
I see what must be done, and I do it. I see no point in running around in circles like a dog chasing its tail. But I misjudged you in the beginning, did I not? I thought the answer was before me, clear as day. I cannot afford to be so careless again.
Can't say I'm not grateful to hear that.
I can be harsh, I know. You've said you don't believe you're chosen. Does that mean you also don't believe in the Maker?
Theoretically, I like that you have this option. But whenever you pick that, you trigger this really awkward conversation in which Cassandra reveals herself to be a hypocrite. Because she says that you should make room in your faith for the Maker, while at the same time she would never make room in her belief for other gods.
No, I don't.
I suppose I should not be surprised. I have to believe we were put on this path for a reason, even if you do not. Now it simply remains to see where it leads us.
Yeah, and there she goes. I like her a lot, but she is a bit of a hypocrite. Can't deny it.
It occurs to me I don't actually know much about you.
What do you want to know?
I'm not sure. Where are you from?
Oh, we're so tall again. Oh, hi. Yes, speaking of angles and such.
I thought you knew that.
I suppose I could ask Liliana. She has collected a frightening amount of information on you. But I don't want to ask her. I want to hear it from you.
Like I said, Sera is the best. I like her so much. Tell her.
No specific place. My mercenary band worked mostly in the free marches, however.
At least until you crossed the waking sea to reach the Conclave, I suppose. Tell me, do you consider the free marches your home? Are you eager to go back?
Actually...
Wherever I am is home enough for me.
That's how I feel now, after years of tending to business for the Divine.
I'd like to get to know you better.
You would?
Is that a problem?
Not entirely. I'm just curious as to your motivation.
Yeah, what I really like about Cassandra that, well, she has her faith and she doesn't compromise in what she believes, but at the same time she is very pragmatic and well, when it comes down to it, she will always choose the bigger picture and her loyalty and her friendship to you before her own opinions, her own faith.
No motivation beyond making things between us less...
antagonistic?
Exactly.
As you wish. My name is Cassandra Pentecost, daughter of the Royal House of Navarra, 78th in line for the Navarran throne. I joined the Seekers of Truth as a young woman, and was with the Order until they withdrew from the Chantry. I remained as the Divine's right hand, carrying out her order to form the Inquisition. And here we are. That's all there is to know, my lady.
She's just very straightforward. And I really, really like her friendship with Sera. I think it's one of the best things in this game.
You're a member of Navarra's royal family.
The Pentecosts are a very large clan. Half of Cumberland could say the same.
Really?
No, but it feels that way. I have hundreds of relatives so distant they need charts to prove we're related at all. And they have them. Oh yes. The Pentaghasts value their precious blood like it runs with gold.
And you joined the Seekers to get away from that?
It was a life worth getting away from. The Pentaghasts are famed for dragon hunting, but few actually pursue the craft. Most are fat and lazy. They pay lip service to the Maker and care only for idle pleasures and past glories. My brother was all that kept me in Navarra. Once he was gone, so was I.
Yeah, we're not asking about her brother right away.
I'll let you get back to work.
Let's keep some things for later. There's a chest over there. I'm collecting all the things.
See reason, Lessex. We cannot stay here.
Why not?
Because we're Templars.
What does that even mean anymore?
You can never have enough elf fruit. Fact. Oops.
Might be something here. Better take a closer look.
I think that's the Lyrium potion. I never use those. Let's collect more iron. And then go to the logging site for Ben's requisition. I think every conversation, every banter with Sera in it is the best banter, but her friendship to Cassandra is really special, I think. Just because we're not really used to friendship between two female characters in the games. Like in Origins we had Liliana and Morrigan and they didn't get along, and then in Dragon Age 2 we had Meryl and Isabella. That was actually nice. But that's pretty much it, at least for companions. I didn't appreciate how the whole relationship between Aveline and Isabella worked out. I think that Aveline could have quit using slurs. That was not very pleasant to listen to.
Expected you'd be by. I'm Harriet.
and everyone knows who you are. How's the new gear fit?
Sturdy and warm. It's perfect.
Good. World's gone mad. Stock armor and blades are good against bandits. We're
Those
not
pants.
fighting matches. My gear will see you through demons, apostates, whatever this world throws at you. So, you need custom work. Something special. You bring the materials to us, we'll make it happen.
Can you help improve my arms and armor?
Yes. You find a new piece, a pauldron or greaves, we'll take care of you. You can't just slap a new hilt on your sword in the field. Bring it here, we'll make sure it's done right and proper.
If I want something, what can you make?
Start simple. Something to keep you safe. Take a look at it on the table there and we can talk. You'll need materials. You should have what you want just outside.
Goodbye.
Right.
I actually really like Isabella. She's such a fun character.
Fancy no horses on the back. You're right, Rebel.
Locked dagger. Modify armor is the quest. Then let's see if I can. I don't think I can craft armor just yet. Nah, nothing good. Oh, that's what Vital looks like currently. Okay, okay. Ugh. No. Oh, that's because Qunari can't wear Warden Scout armor. Yeah, whatever.
You need something? Let me know.
Okay. Will do.
With passion breath does the dark. It is
Your kind killed the most holy.
Lies. Your kind let her die.
Shut your mouth, mate!
Enough! That is not... And what does that mean, exactly? I'm curious, Commander, as to how your Inquisition and its herald will restore order as you've promised.
Back to you.
Not listening to Cullen. My favorite activity. Okay. This one. Oh, Liliana. Oh man.
Blessed are the peacekeepers, the champions of the just. Blessed are the righteous, the lights in the shadow.
We're all
their
biased
blood,
here,
the
it's
Maker's
fine.
will is written. Is that what you want from us? Blood. To die so that your will is done? Is death your only blessing? You speak for Andraste, no? What does the Maker's prophet have to say about all of this? What's his game?
Yeah, and because Justinia was kind of Liliana's origin story, she's currently really angry at everything because it feels like everything was taken from her.
How is this a game? Do you see the sky? What about the temple ruins? The bones lying in the dust? Even if you didn't support the Divine's peace, you wouldn't call this right. Who could? So many innocent lives. The faithful murdered where the holiest of holies once stood. If the Maker willed this, what is it if not a game or a cruel joke?
You know, sometimes you have to wonder if Liliana ever really believed in the Maker, or if her source of faith was Justinia this whole time. Especially if you've played Liliana's song.
I speak for no one but myself, and I have no answers for you. You probably don't even worship the Maker. Lucky. He asks a lot. The Chantry teaches that the Maker abandoned us. He demands repentance for our sins. He demands it all. Our lives, our deaths. Justinia gave him everything she had, and he let her die. I'm sorry. Her death has clearly hit you hard. Not just me. All of us. She was the divine. She led the faithful. She was their heart. If the Maker doesn't intervene to save the best of his servants...
All of my wardens are alive. Just throwing that out there.
Chosen, just as some say you are. I thought I was fulfilling his purpose for me. Working with the divine. Helping people. But now she's dead. It was all for nothing. Serving the Maker meant nothing.
When I played Origins, I first didn't really understand Liliana. I thought she was cute, of course, and I liked some of the conversations we could have with her, especially when you're an elf. I think that was really well done. But I didn't really understand where she takes her faith from, what that contributes to her character, and it really only clicked when I played Liliana's song, and now it's like, I don't know, she's my favorite character of the series, and I would, I don't know, what would I do? Murder an entire village for her, or attempt to anyways.
Maybe you have another purpose. I could help you find it. No, this is my burden. I regret that I even let you see me like this.
No.
It was a moment of weakness. It won't happen again. Come. To work then.
But it's me.
We will speak later.
You can talk to me. All right.
So it's true. Butler has stand on us. I hope my hunch was wrong.
You knew him well?
Not as well as I thought. Show me the reports. There were so many questions surrounding Farria's death. Did he think we wouldn't notice? He's killed Farria, one of my best agents, and knows where the others are. You know what must be done. Make it clean. Painless if you can. We were friends once.
Okay, so the first time around I thought, it's not really my place to tell her what to do, so I chose to remain silent, and guess what? That really backfired. I felt so terrible. I spent, I don't know, 100 hours or so playing through the game, and realizing the consequences of your actions after 100 hours, that's really harsh.
Wait, what are you doing? He betrayed us. He murdered my agent. And you'd kill him, just like that.
What do you mean your sister missed Liliana on her first play? How can you miss her? Oh my god. That's hilarious.
I'm sure most of your decisions are fine, but that one, a little extreme. Extreme?
Missed Liliana.
Butler's betrayal put our agents in danger. I condemned one man to save dozens. I may not like what I do, but it must be done. I cannot afford the luxury of ideals at a time like this.
Yeah, okay, I mean, if you put it that way, you don't really have to go into that specific tavern. My sister only played Inquisition and she romanced Blackwall and got really mad. And she also sacrificed the Chargers and then took Iron Bull with her in Trespasser. And the whole time I couldn't say anything because I wanted her to experience that on her own. That was so much fun, so worth it.
Now is precisely the time for ideals.
You feel very strongly about this. Very well. I will think of another way to deal with this man. Apprehend Butler, but see that he lives. Now if you're happy, I have more work to do.
Oh. It's fine, I'd rather have her mad at me and lead her to a happier path. Let's talk to her.
Reports of fade rifts and demons keep coming. The people are terrified, and it's only getting worse. The only thing that will calm their fears now is the hope that someone out there can save them. You have to be that someone. No one else has any power over the rifts. Seal them. Your legend will spread, and Thedas will learn to trust the Inquisition.
Why do you want me to seek out the rebel mages? Why do you care?
I've known mages. Some of them were better people than me. And yet I'm free and they're not. It's not right.
She's come so far since the first game, though.
Let's talk about you.
Me?
Bards tell tales. I bet you tell some good ones.
There are plenty of tales in the library.
Oh my
Perhaps
God.
you should look for them there.
Oh, that's so hilarious that they did that. Also heartbreaking because we all remember her from Origins.
What did you do before you worked for the Divine?
I was a bard, an Orlesian spy for many years. For a time I also served a small cloister in Lothering. After the Blight, the Divine called on me to oversee her personal network.
Can you teach me to be a bard?
Being a bard is so much more than being a spy. It involves a keen understanding of politics, the ebb and flow of influence, the great game. The Bards is an intricate dance where a smile can be sharper than any dagger. The best way to learn is to immerse yourself in it. Perhaps when this is all over, I'll teach you.
I should leave you to your work.
We can always talk later.
Yeah, those were some interesting nods to Origins.
Too many wounded. Not enough bandages to go around.
Oh wait, I still have the recipe for it on.
You're back, and in one piece.
You said you thought Master Tajan was working on something special. If it helps, I found his notes.
The old codger was on the edge of a breakthrough here, but he couldn't see it. You want some of these mixed up? You just give the word.
Farewell.
Researcher Minave wishes to verify that the infections have decreased in number. Yes. Thank you for your help. Tell me, are you happy this way? With everything you feel and dream cut away? I no longer talk to dragons.
As the moth sees light and goes towards
Maker,
flame,
go with you.
she should see fire and go towards light.
Yeah, the Tranquil. That's an interesting story.
Greetings, Herald of Andraste. How fares your quest to seal the breach?
Well, you know how these things go. At least, I hope someone does.
You love to bring a little light into the darkness. And I'm glad to see it. Too many see laughter as antithetical to the chant of light. They imagine Andraste as a grim warrior all her life, forgetting that she loved and was loved in return. I hope she found time for laughter during her trials, as I hope you
do. There is no maker. Actually, I think I never picked this.
I don't believe in the maker.
Fair enough. But Andraste lived, and her deeds, however shrouded by myth, have their basis in fact. If you do not believe the chant of light, at least consider it a map of the dangers you might face. In any case, I pray this Inquisition proves less brutal than its predecessor.
Is there anything I can do to help you or your people?
My healers would benefit from more supplies. We have run short of even common goods with so many wounded. If you could deliver this list and the items on it to Quartermaster Thren, she could get us what we need. It may not seem like much, but it would enable my healers to save many lives.
Farewell.
Farewell.
I like that she doesn't force you to believe in the Maker. Okay, let me through. I need to talk to Josephine.
The Inquisition cannot remain, Ambassador, if you can't prove it was founded on Justinia's orders.
This is an inopportune time, Marquis. More of the faithful flock here each day. But allow me to introduce you to the brave soul who risked her life to slow the magic of the breach. Mistress Adar, this is Marquis Durelion, one of Divine Justinia's greatest supporters.
And the rightful owner of Haven. House Durelion lent Justinia these lands for pilgrimage. This Inquisition is not a beneficiary of this arrangement.
This is the first I've heard of Haven having an owner outside the Chantry.
My wife, Lady Machin of Denerim, has claimed to Haven by ancient treaty with the monarchs of Ferelden. We were honored to lend its use to Divine Justinia. She was a woman of supreme merit. I will not let an upstart order remain on her holy grounds.
Interesting, considering the Inquisition was begun by the left and right hands of the Divine.
I've seen no written records from Sister Liliana or Seeker Pentagast that Justinia approved the Inquisition.
If you won't take her at her word, I'm afraid Seeker Pentagast must challenge him to a duel.
What?
It is a matter of honor among the Navarrans. Shall I arrange the bout for tonight?
No. No. Perhaps my reaction to the Inquisition's presence was somewhat hasty.
You think?
We face a dark time, Your Grace. Divine Justinia would not want her passing to divide us. She would, in fact, trust us to forge new alliances
She's
to the
a
benefit
really
of
good
all,
salesperson.
no matter how strange they might seem.
I'll think on it, Lady Montillier. The Inquisition might stay in the meanwhile.
Do the Durelions actually have a claim on this place?
His Grace's position is not so strong as he presents it. Despite their Ferelden relations, the Durelions are Orlesian. If the Marquis wishes to claim Haven,
yeah,
Empress
that was
Selene
the reason
must
why she was
negotiate with the
recruited.
Ferelden on his behalf.
Her
current concerns are a bit
this
larger
whole
than
interaction
minor
showcases
property
quite
disputes.
well what she does, what her job is, and why she's doing it.
I'm so pleased the Marquis isn't tossing us out into the cold.
His Grace is only the first of many dignitaries we must contend with.
You expect more people in Haven?
Undoubtedly. And each visitor will spread the story of the Inquisition after they depart. An ambassador should ensure the tale is as complimentary as possible.
May I ask, what brought you to work for the Inquisition?
Sister Leliana approached me. We've been acquainted for quite some time. For better or worse, being the Inquisition's diplomat has become as interesting as she promised.
What sort of dealings have you had with nobility?
For some years, I was the royally appointed court ambassador from Antiva to Orlais. The nobility of Thedas is a rather singular sphere. Those I'm not acquainted with, I know through reputation.
The Inquisition is lucky to have you as an advocate, Lady Montilier.
Thank you. Let us hope so. Thedas' politics have become agitated as of late. I hope to guide us down smoother paths. But please excuse me. I've much work to do before the day is done. We can use that.
I don't really want to hear about how bad the Danish are. I think that was a stupid writing choice. Okay, let's see. Power 1. That's not good. We have the requisitions. I get 1 power for this. Okay. Wait. Elf root and blood lotus. Okay.
Thanks for checking anyway.
Yeah, and if I'm going to romance Sera, I have to talk to Varric because of a personal quest. So, might as well do it now.
So, now that Cassandra's out of earshot, are you holding up all right? I mean, you go from being the most wanted criminal in Thedas to joining the armies of the faithful. Most people would have spread that out over more than one day.
This is all bullshit, she says, and then her face gets stuck for the rest of the conversation.
None of this shit should have happened.
You don't know the half of it. For days now, we've been staring at the breach, watching demons and maker knows what fall out of it. Bad for morale would be an understatement. I still can't believe anyone was in there and lived.
If it was that bad, why did you stay? Cassandra said you were free to go.
I like to think I'm as selfish and irresponsible as the next guy, but this... Thousands of people died on that mountain.
I
was almost
how does this relate to Sera? Well,
even I can't
you're
walk away and
searching
just leave
for a
that to sort
gift
itself
for
out.
her, right? And then you have to talk to everybody, and that includes Varric. And if you haven't talked to him before, that automatically triggers all the different scenes that you would normally get for him all at once, and then you have to listen to the conversations anyway.
The breach needs to be sealed. The sooner the better.
If it can be
I'm
sealed,
still angry.
you might want to consider running at the first opportunity. I've written enough tragedies to recognize where this is going. Heroes are everywhere. I've seen that. But the hole in the sky... that's beyond heroes. We're going to need a miracle.
So, he knows where this is going from the stories he's made up in his own head. Right.
Speak only the word. Sing only the chant.
Yeah, okay, so I have to make some armor.
Then the golden city is
I always forget which quests give power and which only give experience. Ah, that's a bit unfortunate. This one... nah. I really don't like these. Oh, that's still better than what I got. Looks like poo. Strength. Melee defense. Okay. Yeah, I think Varric is a bit of a Mary Sue, or Mary Stew, as the kids say. Like, he's funny and smart and important to the plot and lovable in a way, and is always your friend no matter what you do. And it's really exhausting. Armor. What? Oh well. Okay, okay. I'm not using a bow, thank you. What else do I get here? Free Marches helmet. Oh, no, no, you.
Well, like you said, a good horse can make all the difference.
Okay, let's find the war table and start some missions. And then I guess it's back to the hinterlands. Sometimes I wish you could sprint in this game. Yeah, I'm not exactly happy with all the conversation Sera gets. I need underworld knowledge. Address a nobleman's concerns.
My scouts are posted on the ridges in case there's any trouble.
Thanks, Liliana. This is one of the quests where Cullen actually has the good solution. Help the refugees.
All right.
Harden Hightown. Not sure how much time we will be spending in the Black Emporium. Turn of High-Ever. No idea how you pronounce that name actually. Liliana.
Let's see what
can
we have.
Write to him. And then Josephine can collect some coins.
At your service.
Yep, still need four power. Oh, I should have done that. Oh well. Let's go back to the hinterlands. Yeah, with Sera, I think the writers expected you to be against her, and so they didn't really add options where you could say, yeah, I get it, I'm on your side. We can move on now, no more conflict. I think they really wanted emphasis on that conflict with her. I saw you have ability points. What can I give you? Leaping shot. That's a good one. Whoops. More armor. Cool down, that's a good one. Do I have a different staff, by the way? No. That's weird. Where am I? Okay. I liked her too, Sera, I mean, from the start. Though she is the reason why I started playing this game with subtitles. There's elf root here, I know it. I think a voice actress is really good too. Okay, let's see. What's this? Blood Brothers is not so important. Hunger Pants, we'll do that later. Let's try to get to this camp. Oh. From here.
Hopefully the Inquisition can find some way to help these people.
Okay, thanks for your input. This way.
Are you sure? It's just what I heard.
Yeah, sprinting would be a really good option right about now. In Final Fantasy XII in the remake, I don't know if you're playing that.
We could make camp here?
Okay, I got that. But they actually acknowledged that you have to walk so much in the game that they gave you the option to just press a button and everything moves at double the speed. That's really useful.
This might interest you, sir. What is it? You may want to look into this.
I would get more Papyrel than Lock. Blood Lotus. I just finished Uncharted and it's so good. I streamed it too, by the way, it's on my channel. on my tiny little channel. Hi. Okay. Yes, world travel. And now we can travel to Val Royeaux, so guess what happens next? Guess what happens next? We're getting rid of Varric. Goodbye. And Solas. We can pick up Vivienne too. Yeah, game length is always a factor I take into consideration too. With Uncharted: The Lost Legacy I made an exception just because Chloe and Nadine, I just couldn't resist. I have 4 power, right? Yes. And then everything gets immediately better.
How many people are going to die before this is over? As many as would have if we weren't here. Now hush, pass me a barrel.
Yeah. The Ritz thing is actually why I picked underworld knowledge first, because then you don't have to take Varric.
Blessed are the righteous, the lights in the shadow.
Apothecary Adon will have more pulses for the injured as soon as possible, revered mother.
Thank you, child. You are doing the Maker's work.
Have you been able to save many people?
More than if we had not tried.
Yeah. About Laura Bailey voicing Nadine real quick, I agree. I think it would have been a lot better if we could have had a black voice actress for the black character. Just because black people in video games and in general are so underrepresented anyways, and then the jobs made available for these characters are given to white people. I don't think that's right.
My scouts still comb the hills for clues about the explosion. I'll take what I can find.
Here we go.
Having the Herald address the clerics is not a terrible idea.
You can't be serious.
Mother Giselle isn't wrong. At the moment, the Chantry's only strength is that they are united in opinion.
And we should ignore the danger to the Herald.
Let's ask her.
I don't really care.
What can they do? It's just talk. Don't underestimate the power of their words. An angry mob will do you in just as quickly as a blade.
I will go with her. Mother Giselle said she could provide us names. Use them.
But why? This is nothing but a...
What choice do we have, Liliana? Right now we can't approach anyone for help with the breach. Use what influence we have to call the clerics together. Once they are ready, we will see this through.
It is the most important mission in Inquisition. Yeah, problem with being a Qunari who wants to date Sera is that you can get her approval up so fast that you have to be really careful, because you can easily trigger all of her romance sequences at once.
The city still mourns.
Just a guess, Seeker, but I think they all know who we are.
Your skills of observation never fail to impress me, Varric.
My Lady Herald.
You're one of Leliane's people. What have you found?
The Chantry Mothers await you, but so do a great many Templars.
There are Templars here?
People seem to think the Templars will protect them from the Inquisition. They're gathering on the other side of the market. I think that's where the Templars intend to meet you.
Only one thing to do, then. They wish to protect the people? From us?
Protect them from the blasphemous Herald of Andraste, I'd say.
Surely they cannot think such a thing.
Why not? They wouldn't be the only ones.
You think the Order's returned to the fold, maybe? To deal with us upstarts?
I know Lord Seeker Lucius. I can't imagine him coming to the Chantry's defense. Not after all that's occurred.
Yeah, I'm really surprised that we got here so fast. I usually need about 4 or 5 hours to get here. But I never do the requisition, so maybe that's the key. We could talk to the Templars. No.
So the potential for trouble has increased twofold.
Perhaps. Return to Haven. Someone will need to inform them if we are delayed.
As you say, my lady.
Yeah. Scratched by a vandal at meeting a low door frame. Mathras remorse. Because he's holding his head. And then of course we could read all the other plagues and find more vandalism, and I wonder who that was. Do you have any idea who that could have been? And unrelated headache. I'm collecting these for experience. I think Vivienne doesn't have enough content. I think that's our main problem. Because the more content you give a character, the easier it is to like them and to understand them. And for Vivienne, there's nothing there.
Good people of Val Royal, hear me. Together, we mourn our divine. A naive and beautiful heart, silenced by treachery. You wonder what will become of a murderer. Well, wonder no more. Behold, the so-called Herald of Andraste, claiming to rise where our beloved fell. We say this is a false prophet, a wicked Qunari sent to subvert the Maker's world.
In what way, if you don't mind me asking? I'm not sure what you're referring to. Okay. Let us talk peacefully.
We came here in peace simply to talk, and this is what you do. I implore you, let us sit down together to deal with the real threat.
It's true. The Inquisition seeks only to end this madness before it is too late.
It is already too late. The Templars have returned to the Chantry. They will face this Inquisition, and the people will be safe once more.
Okay, even I know that's rude.
Still
and I grew up without
she
religion.
Is beneath us.
You're not here to deal with the Inquisition.
As if there were any reason to.
Lord Seeker Lucius, it's imperative that we speak with...
You will not address me.
Lord Seeker?
Creating a heretical movement. Raising up a puppet as Andraste's prophet. You should be ashamed. You should all be ashamed. The Templars failed no one when they left the Chantry to purge the mages. You are the ones who have failed. You who'd leash our righteous swords with doubt and fear. If you came to appeal to the Chantry, you are too late. The only destiny here that demands respect is mine.
Okay.
If you're not here to help the Chantry, then you just came to make speeches.
I came to see what frightens old women so, and to laugh.
But Lord Seeker, what if she really was sent by the Maker? What if...
You are called to a higher purpose. Do not question.
I will make the Templar Order a power that stands alone against the Void. We deserve recognition. Independence. You have shown me nothing. And the Inquisition, less than nothing. Templars, Val Royal is unworthy of our protection. We march.
Charming fellow, isn't he?
Has Lord Seeker Lucius gone mad?
Kind of, Cassandra.
Do you know him very well?
He took over the Seekers of Truth 2 years ago, after Lord Seeker Lambert's death. He was always a decent man, never given to ambition and grandstanding. This is very bizarre.
I'm so happy that Cassandra finds time to do her makeup every single morning.
It doesn't look like we'll be getting the Templars to help us after all.
I wouldn't write them off so quickly. There must be those in the Order who see what he's become. Either way, We should first return to Haven and inform the others.
I sided with the Templars once, just because I wanted to see what happens. And then I had to kill Fiona. And then I switched off the console and bathed in regret for the rest of the week.
Excuse me, but is what they're saying real? The Inquisition's going to fix the hole in the sky?
Yeah, Liliana would definitely find the time to do Cassandra's hair. It's true, that's the plan. That's
We're going
my
to
plan.
give it a try, at least.
No one is doing anything. The Chantry is useless, and the Templars... Andraste. I never thought they'd abandon us. Listen, your camp will need food. I have contacts. We'll have deliveries there in days.
You want to help the Inquisition?
Never been part of something this big before, but if your Inquisition's going to seal the sky, I want to help.
What do you think, Cassandra?
I think the woman is asking you and not me.
Well, she is.
The Herald of Andraste. Yes, I understand. Haven is a mess, but we won't turn away anyone willing to help. Invite her, if it pleases you.
Head to Haven, then. We need good people.
I don't know if I'm that, but it will be nice to see. Thank you.
Yeah, Calpurnia is definitely a better character than Samson, that's correct. Though sometimes I wonder what could have been done with this character if they would have swapped Samson with Cullen. Because I think in Dragon Age 2 it would have been easier to make Samson the morally grey Templar. Whereas Cullen is just straight up unlikable in my opinion.
Well, that was... What's that? An arrow with a message?
I like that she asked that question and then answers it immediately. Favors for friends. I'm excited already.
The Templars?
I believe that...
You are the Herald of Andraste, are you not? I have an invitation for you.
Thank you. Not that way.
We should search the area.
Did you hear? Maybe. They left us. The Templars left us to the mages. Liars.
Oop. Ah, no experience points.
Of course.
Come on. That makes 2. Okay. And the last one. Oops, wrong way.
If I might have a moment of your time.
Grand Enchanter Fiona?
Leader of the Mage Rebellion. Is it not dangerous for you to be here?
I heard of this gathering, and I wanted to see the fabled Herald of Andraste with my own eyes. If it's help with the breach you seek, perhaps my people are the wiser option.
Yeah, Fiona, why weren't you at the conclave?
I'm surprised the leader of the mages wasn't at the conclave.
Yes. You were supposed to be, and yet somehow you avoided death.
As did the Lord Seeker, you'll note. Both of us sent negotiators in our stead in case it was a trap. I won't pretend I'm not glad to live. I lost many dear friends that day. It disgusts me to think the Templars will get away with it. I'm hoping you won't let them.
So you think the Templars are responsible?
Why wouldn't she?
Lucius hardly seems broken up over his losses, if he's concerned about them at all. You heard him. You think he wouldn't happily kill the Divine to turn people against us? So yes, I think he did it. More than I think you did it, at any rate.
Does that mean the mages will help us?
We are willing to discuss it with the Inquisition at least. Consider this an invitation to Redcliffe. Come, meet with the mages. An alliance could help us both, after all. I hope to see you there. Au revoir, my Lady Herald.
Come, let us return to Haven.
No, let us pick up Sera and Vivienne first. I also approve of shooting rich people with arrows. Absolutely in favor of that.
It's the Inquisition's herald!
Well, they know who I work for at least.
Save real quick. And here we go.
Herald of Andraste, how much did you expend to discover me? It must have weakened the Inquisition immeasurably.
I don't know who you are.
You don't fool me. I'm too important for this to be an accident. My efforts will survive in victories against you elsewhere.
Just say what?
What is that?
Ugh. Squishy one, but you heard me, right?
Just say what? Rich tits always try for more than they deserve.
Blah, blah, blah. Obey me. Arrow in my face. So, you followed the notes well enough. Glad to see you're well fit. Heard about your kind. Seeing's different.
Sera,
I mean, it's
that's
all good,
gay.
isn't it? The important thing is you glow. You're the herald thingy.
Sure, why not? I glow. What's going on?
No idea. I don't know this idiot from Manners. My people just said the Inquisition should look at him.
Your people? Elves?
No. People. Name's Sera. This is cover. Get round it. For the reinforcements. Don't worry. Someone tipped me their equipment shed. They've got no breaches.
Why didn't you take the weapon? Because no breaches.
Yeah, naked butts. Butt. That's right. I love her pun. What? Someone help Sera? She's not even in the party yet.
Bunch of nutters.
Friends really came through with that tip. No breaches. So, Herald of Andraste. You're a strange one. I'd like to join.
You keep the breaches in your inventory for the whole game. That's ambitious. And yeah, the whole elven religion thing is really handled poorly in this game. That's true for Sera, but it's also true for the rest of the plot. I think the one big mistake that they made in Inquisition is that they stepped away from the view of systemic oppression and moved on to a worldview that says we're all individuals, individualizing all over the place. And yeah, that didn't really work out. Especially not because one of the main factions in this game wears uniforms. You kind of forfeit your individuality a little bit when you wear a uniform and agree to obey commands and sing the chant and so on and so forth. That doesn't really work out. And then they tried to blame the elves for their own oppression because it was individuals individualizing this whole time, and that really didn't make sense. Real introduction sounds nice.
How about we get to know each other first? You know, names and such.
One name. No, wait, two. It's like this. I sent you a note to look for hidden stuff by my friends. The Friends of Red Jenny. That's me. Well, I'm one. So is a fence in Montfort, some woman in Kirkwall. There were 3 in Starkhaven, brothers or something. It's just a name, yeah? It lets little people, friends, be part of something while they stick it to nobles they hate. So here, in your face, I'm Sera. The Friends of Red Jenny are sort of out there. I use them to help you. Plus arrows.
In your face. That's her. She characterizes herself in just that one sentence. And this is really weird. I feel like she just explained to me who she is and what she can provide. And now we are asking stupid questions.
The Inquisition has spies already. Can you add to these professionals?
Here's how it is. You important people are up here, shoving your cods around, blah blah, I'll crush you, I'll crush
Trespasser was so good to Sera.
Crush you. Then you've got cloaks and spy kings, like this tit. Or was he one of the little knives, all serious with his little knife? All those secrets, and what gave him up? Some houseboy who don't know shite, but knows a bad person when he sees one. So no, I'm not knifey shiv dark, all hidden. But if you don't listen down here too, you risk your breeches. Like those guards, I stole their... Look, do you need people or not? I want to get everything back to normal. Like you.
Once you get her, you really get her. And then everything she says is just so good.
Back there you wanted to know if I glowed. Why?
That's what you do, innit? You walked out of somewhere and now you glow. Andraste's herald. True or not, it seemed like the easiest way to know it was you.
True or not?
Well, that's what they say and all. Look, don't get ahead, yeah? I want to help this... whatever it is. Inquisition.
I want to talk to you a little more. Who exactly are you people? Come on. Come on.
So who are your friends of Red Jenny? You must know them.
Oh, it's not hard to understand if you're not trying to waste your day on it. Someone little always hates someone big. And unless you don't eat, sleep or piss, you're never far from someone little. Doesn't always work out, but a lot of people hated this guy. Someone got a laugh, someone got even, someone got paid. And someone has to have explained to them that free help is good.
And this is just really funny.
You sound like a thief who acts out petty revenge fantasies.
Look at her face.
And that might be bad.
Oh, right. You want to prop that guy up so I can say my sorries? Bad things should happen to bad people. We find someone not so bad, maybe he'll end up not so dead. Good enough?
Yeah, absolutely, actually. I think Sera has the best expressions, facial expressions in the game.
Alright, Sera. I can use you and your friends.
Yes! Getting good before you're too big to like. That'll keep your breeches where they should be. Plus extra breeches because I have all these... You have merchants who buy that piss, yeah? Got to be worth something. Anyway, Haven. See you there, Herald. This will be grand.
Bye-bye, Barrick. You can stay for now. Let's pick up some stuff here. Nope, nothing here. That's fine. Sera. She definitely needs strafing shots. Maybe not now. Survivability. An inventory. Nah, thank you. What do you have? Oh, it's the same bow but better. I'm sad that you can't craft this exact outfit, but better. You can make armor that looks, well, that's in the style of this. Ring of staggering, belt of staggering, sorry. All the legs cover her plate. I had to read that 4 times before I understood what you meant. But yeah, that's a thing. Armor.
Lady Adar of the Inquisition.
What a pleasure to meet you, my lady. Seeing the same faces at every event becomes so tiresome. So you must be a guest of Madame de Fer, or are you here for Duc Bastien?
Are you here on business? I have heard the most curious tales of you. I cannot imagine half of them are true.
Who?
I'm not familiar with that name. I was invited here by First Enchanter Vivienne.
Madame de Fer is a fond nickname the court has given Lady Vivienne.
I've heard she finds it amusing.
What have you heard about me?
Some say that when the veil opened, Andraste herself delivered you from the Fate.
Uh-huh. I want to know about the Duke. No, I want to know about the Duke.
I've heard very little about Duc Bastien.
He hasn't been seen much at court lately.
His business with the Council of Heralds often takes him from home for long periods. It can't be good for a man of his years.
And of course, there's the civil war. Bastien probably wishes to distance himself from the actions of his one-time son-in-law.
Tearing up the Dales in a foolish bid for power? It will end in disgrace for Gaspard. Everyone knows it.
Actually, I think it will. What have you heard about me? No. Yeah, it's all true.
Everything you've heard? Completely true.
Completely
Better
true.
and better. The Inquisition should attend more of these parties.
The Inquisition. What a lot of pig shit. Washed up sisters and crazed seekers. No one can take them seriously. Everyone knows it's just an excuse for a bunch of political outcasts to grab power.
I've never made any claims to holiness. What's your point?
In front of all these people, you admit to being a pretentious usurper. We know what your Inquisition truly is. If you were a woman of honor, you'd step outside and answer the charges.
Here she
My
comes.
dear Marquis, how unkind of you to use such language in my house to my guests. You know such rudeness is intolerable.
Madame Vivienne, I humbly beg your pardon.
You should. Whatever am I going to do with you, my dear? My lady, you're the wounded party in this unfortunate affair. What would you have me do with this foolish, foolish man?
I'm not sure how I feel about the fact that you could just straight up kill him here. Is that what parties usually look like in Orlais? Right on the dance floor.
I think the Marquis has seen the error of his ways.
By the grace of Andraste, you have your life, my dear. Do be more careful with it. I'm delighted you could attend this little gathering. I've so wanted to meet you.
I can
Allow
never
me
bring
to
myself to
introduce
kill
myself.
him.
I am Vivienne, first Enchanter of Montsimard, and Enchantress to the Imperial Court.
Is that Marquis going to pose a problem?
His aunt is the Vicomtesse of Mont de Glace. Not a powerful family, but well respected. And very devout. Alphonse will be disowned for this. It's not the first time he's brought his aunt disgrace, but I'm sure it'll be the last.
Whoops.
And after such a public humiliation, I expect he'll run off to the Dales to join the Empress's war effort. Either to make a good end, or to win back a modicum of self-respect.
Yeah, she knows the game.
Charmed, Lady Vivienne.
Ah, but I didn't invite you to the chateau for pleasantries. With Divine Justinia dead, the Chantry's in shambles. Only the Inquisition might restore sanity and order to our frightened people. As the leader of the last loyal mages of Thedas, I feel it only right that I lend my assistance to your cause.
What exactly can you do for the Inquisition?
I am well versed in the politics of the Orlesian Empire. I know every member of the Imperial Court personally. I have all the resources remaining to the Circle at my disposal. And I'm a mage of no small talent. Will that do?
It will do, but there's more conversation here.
Does that mean you'd be aiding the Inquisition from the Imperial Palace?
Ordinarily, I would be happy to serve as liaison to the court, but these are not ordinary times. The veil has been ripped apart and there is a hole in the sky. It is now the duty of every mage to work towards sealing the breach. And so I would join the Inquisition on the field of battle.
Oh my gosh, Morrigan and Vivienne. Yeah, that would be an interesting encounter. Oh dear.
You say you led the last of the loyal mages. Loyal to whom?
To the people of Thedas, of course. We have not forgotten the commandment, as some have, that magic exists to serve man. I support any effort to restore such order.
So you're in favor of returning the mages to the Circle, then?
Where else can mages safely learn to master their talents? We need an institution to protect and nurture magic. Maker knows, magic will find neither on its own.
I actually agree with that sentiment, but circles have not actually proven to provide that.
Are you devout? What's your opinion of the Chantry?
I was a great admirer of the late Divine Justinia V. The Chantry, at its best, unites the disparate cultures of Thedas and looks after its most vulnerable. Had she lived, Justinia could have accomplished so much.
Okay, and I always flirt with her because the way she turns you down is just, it's the best. I love being turned down by Vivienne.
Is your interest in the Inquisition Madame de Fer, or is it more personal?
Aren't you charming? It's professional, of course.
It makes me laugh every time. Yeah, welcome aboard.
The Inquisition will be happy to have you, Lady Vivienne.
Great things are beginning, my dear. I can promise you that.
Cullen doesn't exist, not even on the loading screen. And there's the sound setting in late, of course. Okay, let's talk to the new guys. Wait, gotta make a new save slot.
What do you need?
Just like you asked, Flitter.
Oh, Mika, bless you. Can I get you something for your trouble?
So, this is it, huh? Oh no, it's fine, yeah? It's just, I thought it'd be bigger. That would have been hilarious if you were a man, right?
Nope.
Wasted. Anyway, stopping wars should earn more sovereigns than this. Need things back to normal for coins to be flowing again. Another reason the Templars and mages need to be sat down.
Yeah, lesbians are generally well known for their great penis jokes. Whatever. Let's see, the Conclave tried and failed.
I'm pretty sure the Conclave proved it's not that easy.
Yes, it is.
No, it isn't.
Why? Because someone yelled it real loud? Make them prove it. They're too busy to look up where the real questions are.
Right. They should know it's a simple job. End all war. Stitch the sky. The easy one first, of course.
You're daft, yeah? Most people get special, they lose their snark. Can't see how stupid it all is. I think I'll like you, Lady Herald. Maybe you are a little touched, yeah?
She has the best face.
I think I'll enjoy having you around, Sera. I hope you'll feel the same.
Woof. See you, Herald. Herald. I have to do something about that. Chasing the Lord Seeker, I hear. Anyone who thinks they need Lord in front of the name, that's bad. Bet he's got a portrait taller than he is. That's your first clue to a total arse. Fact.
That is a fact. Let's see.
Is the Inquisition what you thought it would be?
Calling an Inquisition is a bit much, isn't it? Does this lot even know what they're chasing? Fair question for me as well, I suppose. Everybody following a rumor. At least I'm used to that.
You apparently have a lot of friends. Tell me about your network.
It's not mine, right? I mean, it is, but it's also everyone. Everyone who wants to shove it to nobles who hide behind gold and silk. And hats, I guess.
Are you just about pranks and revenge, or is there more to it?
Well, it's a weave, right? I grease a ballroom, so a wyvern chasing Git has to hunt Sprained. Strangely, handmaids leave his vault open. His heirlooms pay off someone else. Maybe clean streets in Kirkwall, so someone gets something else. Pish, pish, pish. A lot of people eventually get help or a laugh. Or maybe someone dead, if they deserve it.
I'm glad I met you before someone decided what I deserved.
You're no hateful ass so far. I'd just get you with a pie or something. Anyway, assassin's a bard's job, innit? No fun, that, though. They might plonk a noble, right? But only to raise another. Plus, I'm shy at singing.
No, you're not. Liar. Was there ever Red Jenny?
Is Red Jenny real? Or was she always just you and your friends?
Dunno.
Don't you care?
Not if it works. I mean, Red is scary because blood. And Jenny is... Look, nobody fears the bunch of people who do random stuff. And besides, it's easy. Nobles want a bogeyman because they need to believe normal people can't get at them. Numbers, yeah? An even spread is all it takes.
Doesn't this mean people think you're guilty of more than you actually do?
Suppose. Does it matter?
Shouldn't it?
Important, people kill over imagined insults. I've made more than enough real ones, so no. I don't suppose it does.
Where are the people you promised?
If I knew, there wouldn't be much use. That's sort of the point. Look, unless your baddies are rocks or trees, they have people they use. Cooks, squires, wipers. Yeah, I know, wipers, right? You better believe the one with wipers deserve it, right in the... Well, anyway. The little people will be there when you need them, in a million little ways.
Seems like there's no way the people who contribute could even know what they're helping with.
Don't need to. Maybe some ask for a target, a note like. But maybe they plant something just to help mess with things. I did something and something happened. That's a wish for some people. Probably not heralds. Anyway, sometimes I don't even do anything and people think I did, because something happened anyway. That's good too. Free payday. And free blame room. But whatever.
I can play along if it works for you.
You have a choice. Hail the Inquisition.
We'll talk another time.
It's all good, isn't it?
She's so tiny in comparison. I think she's actually just as tall as Cassandra. Flissa. I like Flissa. She has only like 2 lines in the whole game, and I still really like her.
Oh, Maker, you're here. You're the Herald of Andraste. And you were sent to test us, to see whether we would accept a Qunari as Andraste's chosen.
No.
I think everyone is worthy of love. The Maker just makes some of us larger and grayer than others. And, I mean, I'm Flissa. Can I get you a drink?
She can hold on to the horns. You're filthy. Oh no, there's an image I won't be getting out of my head anytime soon. Okay,
You haven't met many Qunari before, have you?
No. You'd be the first. As I said, I'm Flissa. The Inquisition soldiers needed a place to unwind, so Leliana brought me in to set up a tavern. Nothing fancy, but it's safer for the soldiers than looking for trouble in some village.
yeah, when you're Trevelyan, she kind of accidentally hits on you, and then she tries to talk her way out of it, and it just makes it worse, and it's really adorable. How do you know Liliana? Also, that picture there in the background, you can find that picture a couple of times in Inquisition, but you can also find it in Dragon Age 2, and I always wonder who this guy is. What's his story? And why does he have such big ears? They don't look like elf ears. They're just big human ears, I think.
You said Liliana asked you to run an Inquisition tavern. How did you meet?
Dumb luck, mainly. I managed an inn back in Denerim. When I heard interesting gossip, I passed word to Liliana. Sometimes it's helpful. She asked if I wanted to own my own tavern, and I said yes. I didn't realize she meant this.
Well, you have your own tavern now.
What can you tell me about this area?
Adan is Haven's apothecary. He's been making potions and tending to the wounded as best he can. Harris is the Inquisition smith. Whatever he can't make you, Thren the quartermaster can probably find. And for anything fancier, you can try buying from Segrit. His prices aren't too high. Yet. Oh, there's also Minave. She studies beasts and things, as I understand.
Farewell.
Goodbye.
That's
Are we
the
going
way
to have
up.
new verses
Yep.
in the Chant of Light now? For the Herald of Andraste, telling what she did?
Probably not.
I was talking with a friend.
No, that's not true. I'm sorry, but that doesn't mean the Maker loves you any less.
Yeah, Chantry people are so lovable. Who's Shartan anyway, right?
It's good you've returned. We heard of your encounter.
You heard?
My agents in a city sent word ahead, of course.
It's a shame the Templars have abandoned their senses, as well as the capital.
Dual wield is a bit slow compared to Dragon Age 2, that's true. Rogue was so rewarding in Dragon Age 2. Let's see.
At least we know how to approach the mages and Templars now.
Do we? Lord Seeker Lucius is not the man I remember.
True, he has taken the Order somewhere, but to do what? My reports have been very odd.
We must look into it. I'm certain not everyone in the Order will...
Or the Herald could simply go to meet the mages in Redcliffe instead.
You think the Mage Rebellion is more united? It could be 10 times worse.
Or you could stop bickering and make a decision.
I agree.
We shouldn't discount Redcliffe. The mages may be worth the risk.
They are powerful, Ambassador, but more desperate than you realize.
So it'll be dangerous. I've been in danger since I walked out of the Fade.
If some among the rebel mages were responsible for what happened at the Conclave...
The same could be said about the Templars.
True enough.
Then the Inquisition needs agents in more places. That's something you can help with.
In the meantime, we should consider other options.
There is one other matter. Several months ago, the Grey Wardens of Ferelden vanished. I sent word to those in Orlais, but they have also disappeared. Ordinarily, I wouldn't even consider the idea they're involved in all this, but the timing is curious. That does sound odd. I agree. The others have disregarded my suspicion, but I cannot ignore it. 2 days ago, my agents in the hinterlands heard news of a Grey Warden by the name of Blackwall. If you have the opportunity, please seek him out. Perhaps he can put my mind at ease. And if he can't, then there may be more going on than we thought.
Yeah, I think I will talk to Vivienne and then call it a day. We've been going for almost 4 hours now and my voice is actually giving in a little bit. I would like to stream this very soon again. I can't tomorrow, let's say Sunday night. Yeah, Sunday would be good. And then the weekend after again. I don't think it's a good idea to do this during the week because a lot of people have to get up in the morning early, me for example. But yeah, let's talk to Vivienne and see how much I can ruin my approval with her.
I met an elven mage earlier. Solus, I believe he was called. I admit I was surprised. I didn't expect to find mages among the Inquisition. Tell me, why were you at the Divine Conclave?
I feel like none of these really answers her question.
The war benefits no one. It must end. An order must be restored.
If only the rebels saw things so clearly. Justinia's death has shattered the balance of power in Thedas. If it is not restored quickly, countless lives will be lost. Mages, Templars, innocent people of all kinds now look to the Inquisition to decide their fate.
Yeah, her conversations are always a little bit tricky, especially if you're going to side with the mages.
That's why you wanted to be here, to have a hand in deciding that fate.
Wouldn't you? For almost 1,000 years, the world believed it was in the hands of the Maker. And now many believe you are the agent of his will. Whatever the truth is, that belief gives you power.
She's so beautiful though, Vivienne, I mean. Bit unfortunate that the whole BioWare hair situation is what it is.
Nobody should claim to know the will of the Maker. Not me, and not the Chantry.
Perhaps nobody should. But if no one leads the way, many will be left behind in darkness. I've stolen enough of your time, my dear. Don't let me keep you.
Okay, level up. Right. Leeching poison. That's a good one. And I also want to make my way down here to throwing blades. That's a useful skill. Caltrops. Does anybody use that? Cassandra. Oh, Cassandra doesn't have to have a point to spend. Yeah, let's talk a bit more to her though. I want to help the Circle.
Is there anything I can do to help your efforts at restoring the Circle?
After the Circles fell, their libraries were plundered by scavengers. 1,000 years of recorded knowledge in the hands of bandits. It makes me sick to think of it. I've received news that some tomes have been located, if you are interested in righting this wrong.
Yep, definitely.
I'll look into it for you.
If you can take care of this matter, the Circle would be in your debt.
Yeah. Okay, let me just... Oh. Let me just save. Yeah, and I think this is actually a good opportunity to take a break. Like I said, Sunday 8 p.m. GMT +1 is the time. Maybe I'll do some off-screen grinding, not with the important party members, so you won't miss any banter. Just to get the story going a little bit faster and to get through the hinterlands a little bit faster. And yeah, I'm really happy how this turned out. I'm so happy the chat worked the whole time. Normally the app crashes or something happens. Yeah, thank you so much for tuning in. It was great fun. I think we accomplished some good things today. And I'll see you on Sunday. Bye.